Thanks a lot, Kunal, as well as Siddharth, for joining in, answering all of our viewer queries. But let's bring on board the management of Wonderla Holidays. It's all about earnings, really, and we have Wonderla Holidays, which has been able to post a good set of numbers. While revenues have been a bit upbeat, the margins have been a bit discomforting. We have Arun Chittilapalli, who's joining in with a perspective on what we can expect from the company. Hi, Arun, thanks so much for joining us on ET now. Like I was just flagging off, revenues have done well, but operationally the performance has been weak and the margins as well have gone down. What are the factors behind these pressure points?
I think, first of all, thanks for having me. It's been a good quarter for us in terms of footfalls and revenue growth. But because we have a new park in the, which is the first year of operations for Hyderabad, a couple of things have, increased our operating costs. One is, repairs and maintenance and operating costs generally has gone up. That is to be expected. Then our depreciation costs have obviously doubled because of the new park being in the pipeline. And the third thing is our marketing spends also have been double compared to the same quarter last year. Again, this is all planned. I mean, there's nothing unusual there. The only item that has if we were not planned for it is the charge because of provision for a lot of tax litigations that we are going on and that has been going on. So because of that, we've had to make some provisions for that, and so that also has doubled. So all these things put together has put some pressure on our margins, and some of these are one-offs, and they will not repeat next year. But of course, depreciation and marketing costs will be higher going forward because we have 3 parks as against 2 last year. So that discrepancy will always be there. But other than that, I think we are bullish on, especially Hyderabad has done really well. We have beaten what budget footfalls and revenues that we had budgeted for Hyderabad, and this is in spite of demonetization.
Allow me to come in here because profits have fallen 65%. I know you've given us the one-off factors and the reasons that have attributed to this, but even in the last quarter, which is traditionally pretty strong for you guys, it wasn't a great set of numbers. So walk us through now what the outlook is going to be, because analysts are very optimistic on growth for the company. Do you think that you will be on track? And what has been your experience through demonetization?
So let me correct you first. Actually, Q2 is a very weak quarter for us, and any kind of one-off will, definitely throw our numbers completely off. Q3 is a stronger quarter compared to Q2 because of the holiday season, where we have done well. But again, like I said, as long as we have all these one-offs happening, there will be some pressure on margins, which should ease next year onward. Then we are definitely optimistic about footfall growth in our older parks also. So if these 3 things happen, I think we will definitely be on track in terms of revenue growth and profitability as well.
Okay, that's good to hear. Do you think that being cash positive in terms of operations, low debt, and of course lack of other strong players in the segment, you would be able to continue to grow revenues and also profit smartly? If you could just leave us with an outlook for the next 2 years.
I think this space is kind of unique in the sense that there are not too many organized players, and it is also kind of a risky business because, at the end of the day, amusement parks is a place where there are a lot of machinery involved and the safety is a big concern. So I think we've been able to nail that very well in the new parks as well as the old one, and we've had a very good safety record. So that helps us build a lot of footfall and trust with customers. So that should help us to grow. And of course, the only other way to grow is also to have new locations, and we're working on that as well. We hope to announce our Chennai project in the next couple of quarters, and so once that happens, in a couple of years we will have 1 more park coming on stream. So I think, definitely exciting times for the industry.
Revenue per visitor increased 15% in the first half of 2015-16. What does it stand at, and how much do you see it growing, and what is the outlook on the resort occupancies?
Our revenues per visitor has been growing healthily, roughly in double digits, between 15% and 15%. But higher percentage of this is coming from non-ticket revenue, which I think I've spoken to you earlier about. We are trying to focus on non-ticket revenues as against increasing ticket prices. But that has worked out well for us in all the three parks. For resort, we did 64% occupancy this year as against 44 last year. So that has shown a huge growth. And that should continue for the remainder of the year. We are hoping that.
All right, Arun, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for giving us a perspective on how Q3 has panned out for you. That's, of course, the management of Wonderla Holidays. Very good growth on the revenue side, but margins, of course, has been a bit disappointing. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be giving you some more technical ideas, so don't go anywhere.